Hare Krishna. My name is Prabhupada Charidas, and I took up the Varnashram mission of Srila Prabhupada very early, probably about a few weeks after joining. By chance, we were in Los Angeles, and we were, of course, the Bhaktivedanta Archives was there at that time. So we had access to pretty much everything Srila Prabhupada ever said, wrote. If you had the interest to go across the street and ask Ekanath Prabhu to get a transcript or a tape of whatever Srila Prabhupada had said. So by chance, somebody had printed out a transcript of Srila Prabhupada's morning walks in 1974 March in Vrindavan, here in Vrindavan, which was right after the GBC meeting in Mayapur. And he was having morning walks with the GBC members, and he was instructing them to immediately establish a Varnashram college wherever we have a center worldwide. And then he went on for a few days describing how to do that, how the college would operate, who could participate, what would be the curriculum, what were the rules and regulations. And after reading that, I think that was one of the major anchors that really convinced me to continue in ISKCON beyond the New Bhakta program. I was there for 3 months, joined the New Bhakta program for 3 months, and after 2 weeks I said, this is really what the world needs. I mean, I was just totally convinced that Prabhupada was a genius social engineer, economist. Aside from the philosophy, we've been hearing Bhagavad Gita every day and all that. But when I saw that, I said, this movement has real depth. This is something that is going to be a revolution that's going to change the world. And I not immediately, but after some time, I took on the service in the temple and I got a computer. I was the secretary of the temple. And I made a proposal for doing a Varnashram college in the temple. And I presented that, and, it didn't fly. So, from the beginning, I saw the need for this, and I've been working at it for, nearly 30 years now. It's been a long journey. I'll share with you our brochure. Varnashram Institute it's an initiative of ISKCON Campus Ministry, which we established in 1992 at the GBC. I've been serving as the president of that ever since, and half of our mission is Varnashram colleges, and the other half is college preaching for recruiting students to join our Varnashram colleges that we don't have yet. So that's kind of the path I've taken. And then coming to India 15 years ago, we've been doing more international and national level Varnashram research and development in Delhi with Mahamantra Prabhu and his many connections there. So we've been able to present share with leaders, international and national and state leaders, Srila Prabhupada's contributions in the fields of ideology, sociology, which is Varnashram, economics, and governance, which are the social sciences. So I'm coming at it as more of a Brahminical, think tank, academic, social science approach, because I feel, as Prabhupada said in 1977, that someday we're going to have to manage cities and countries. And although we can, we're talking about local farm projects on a small scale, there is a larger scope to Varnashram than just, those small farms. And those are the basic components that build up your communities and your states and your nations. But we also, I asked myself a question early on in joining the temple. If a president of a country comes to us and says, I've been reading Prabhupada's books for 10 years and I agree with everything he says, can you send somebody to my office to guide me in which economic policies and social policies, domestic form, what we can do to implement his vision? And I looked around the temple and I said, who's ready to go, to do that? Because that's going to happen someday. So I've kind of prepared myself to be able to respond to that, and I've actually, by Krishna's grace and the devotees of Delhi, Gopal Krishna Maharaj's Grace Mahamantra Prabhu, we've actually had a chance to do that. We've presented proposals to the central government that got accepted for a ministry for spiritual development, which included Varnashram. That was 10 years ago, and the government lost the election. So now they're back in power, the BJP. But the point is that there is a large scope for Varnashram. There's a large scope for Srila Prabhupada's contributions, and they go, deep into every field of study. We have BI and science, we have politics, we have sociology, economics. So we're taking a broader view and trying to make contributions to the local projects based on our research and development in that area. So thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.